Hey, it's Allison and Courtney. We're back here for Making Time for Your Health, the fruit and vegetable series, and today we're going to be focusing on asparagus.
Yeah, asparagus is a great perennial vegetable for your landscape. You know, most vegetables are just annuals and you have to keep replanting them every year, which is totally worth it. Always want to recommend planting vegetable gardens, but asparagus is nice because you don't have to keep replanting it. It's a permanent addition to your landscape. So it's really nice against a fence or as a backdrop in a big flower bed. So I just love it because you plant it and then you don't have to keep replanting it. It does take some patience though, because you need a few years for it to get established before you start harvesting it. Yeah. Like I like to say sometimes, the time is going to pass anyway. So 3 years are going to go by. You might as well plant some asparagus and just forget about it until a few years go by, and then you think, oh, I can start picking asparagus this year. The reason you don't want to harvest too early is because you want to start with planting an asparagus crown. Around January is a good time of year. You plant the crowns and they start to grow, and the spears, you know, like what you get from the store, they come up, but if you leave them, they develop into the full asparagus plant, and this is what's doing photosynthesis to make food for the plant so it can grow roots and everything. And if you just start picking all the spears for that first or second year, it's not going to develop a good root system. So just give it a few years, couple of years at least. Plant in full sun and make sure the soil is well drained. So if the soil is really heavy, incorporate some compost. That's really common in the Concho Valley to have heavy soil. So I mention compost a lot. You can't go wrong with incorporating compost into your soil when you're planting these things. Do water regularly, fertilize it with a complete fertilizer, and then you can harvest in the spring, mainly in the spring, but you can also get a good harvest in the fall too. Just snap the spears off at ground level when they're about 8 inches tall. Don't use a knife. It's too easy to accidentally cut into the surrounding plants. So just use your hands, snap it off at ground level. And asparagus really, truly does taste better fresh from the garden.
It does. You know, the sooner that you use it after you harvest it, the sweeter it is. So it does start losing that quality it's rapidly, you know. So I encourage you to go ahead and put it in a dish or utilize it pretty quickly. You can store it in a plastic bag, you know, up to 3 weeks in the refrigerator. You know, if you want to store it longer, go ahead and blanch it and freeze it properly so you can store it at that time. But you can steam it, microwave it. I like to put a little bit of vinaigrette and some olive oil and salt and pepper and garlic and maybe some lemon juice and toss that.
Oh, I love asparagus. So good.
I know. Put it in the oven at 425 for about 15 to 20 minutes, and oh, it's such a really good, it's a really good dish. But it does provide that vitamin A and C and, you know, minerals for your body too. So it's a really healthy vegetable, you know, for you. But like I said, you know, it does start losing quality rapidly after you do harvest it.
And if you have your own, you always have all spring. You can just go snap a few off every few days. You have a good long springtime to harvest.
Yeah, so perfect for a side dish, you know, adding to your, you know, dinner or a, you know, lunch or something, or even a snack. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you back here for Making Time for Your Health with a different fruit and vegetable.